What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is the debut of. I can't believe this is the debut. This is OutRun. Magical Sound Shower, great name, followed by Splashwave, also a great name. Requested by Darten, and these are from this channel, Sega Sound Team. Really quickly before I get started, OutRun is a game I've heard about since I was like -8 years old. And also, considering that it's Sega, I'm pretty sure, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure when I played Yakuza, these games are featured in the arcade. It's like the Sega racing game. I'm not sure if Sega had many racing games, but I think this is like one of their staples. So I can't believe I'm hearing it now for the first time. It's actually crazy. I don't know if this is a remake or anything. We'll talk more later. But I had to double check that this was the debut, and it is. This is Magical Sound Shower from OutRun. Oh, that does not sound like a remake. All right, let me vibe out. Oh, what does it got like this salsa flair? Oh yeah, it does have a salsa flair. I just noticed the logo is the beach, the sand, and the sky, I think. Are those really wide tires, or are they 4 each? 2 each. Ooh. You got a hook? Oh, you know what this is reminding me of? Considering it's Sega? Shinobi. If Shinobi was at the beach. But that sound font, dude? Oh. A couple of things are coming to mind right now. It's like flooding my brain. Ooh, dude, that's catchy. One thing I love about Sega is just how bouncy it sounds. Really nice, like, synth work. Well, synth. Oh, it's a short loop. Oh, no, wait. I don't remember what this game looks like, but I have an image of what it may look like in my head. Good look. Oh, they're really going for that, like that island, like hand pan and tropical feel. That's cool. Oh, I think this is the game I was thinking of. Oh, what was I confusing this with? Is this the one that has like the Testarossa? Where's the Testarossa? It is that game. Oh, dude. Also, look at that giant mirror just poking out. Dude, this is ambitious. There's a lot going on here. Oh, they cared about this soundtrack. We got movements, we got staggering rhythms. A perfect rhythm section. Salsa, tropical. That's so good. That's gonna get stuck in my head until I'm perished. This right here, this exact sound we're listening to, reminds me of the Sega 100%. Sonic, Shinobi, just that like twanginess. The first Mortal Kombat too, on the Genesis. I love this. Damn, but I'm surprised how melodic it is. When did this release? $1986? Oh, it was an arcade game first. Okay. Dude. This is such a good... It's making me nostalgic. I never even played it. I don't think I played this game. But I did play a racing game around this time as a kid. I'm trying to remember what it was. Dude, the bass. And you got these things that sound like maracas too. Dude, this is crazy. Wow, I wish I could have experienced this as a kid, dude. Whoever heard this song as a kid, this has stayed with you. For sure. Wow, what a blast from the past. And I've never even played it. So let me give you an idea of what's going through my cerebral cortex at the moment. I do recall the imagery of seeing like a red sports car on the cover art, but I feel like there's many of those. Like right now, I can't think of what games. I guess this is one of them. But when I think immediately, like if someone were to be like, imagine an old school racing game, my brain goes to like red sports car. And I don't know if this was the one that started it. I don't know if it's Cruisin' USA that I'm thinking of, which I think is an arcade only, maybe, the steering wheel one. And then there was also San Francisco Rush. There was one game I played on the Sega Genesis. I think it was a Sega Genesis. I'm pretty sure Sega Genesis. I think like I just rented it. I don't know what it was. I could be wrong about this. But it was a racing game. And I remember a red sports car. Well, it probably wasn't a red sports car, but I do remember it going from like day to nighttime. And that was like, whoa, dude. And I could be misremembering that too. That could just be like some Mandela effect. Maybe that didn't even happen. But it feels like that happened. But I do recall seeing the Testarossa, the Ferrari Testarossa, the convertible with the, you know, the girl in the passenger seat. I've seen that before. I don't know if it was OutRun though. Anyways, that sound though, that is what I grew up with. Like, and by what I mean by that is, if you grew up with a Sega Genesis, I'm not sure about like the Sega consoles after the Genesis. Maybe they had their own sound too. But the Genesis had its own sound, just like the SNES had its own sound. But the Genesis had a very specific, you know, like I guess it's a chip or something. I don't know, but it has a twang to it. And the first two video games I ever heard in my life were Mortal Kombat 1, Sega Genesis, which is very, very different from the arcade release, and way better than the arcade release, by the way. That was arranged by Matt Furness. And, dude, the soundtrack alone got me into video games music, like, in general. And then Sonic 1, which also, incredible soundtrack, right? We have, first thing we hear... Dun, 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 dun. Green Hill Zone into Marble Zone, into, you know, all that. It's just like those, imagine those two soundtracks being just in your head right away. Oh, the other game I remember having this kind of twang was RoboCop versus the Terminator. That game was like freaky in a way. It was like super dark. No one talked, and there was like a lot of like dark tunnel levels, and it was kind of a freaky game. Now that if I think about it, that was like one of probably the first experiences of like a game being scary to me, and also super gory. Like just shoot like RoboCop. Well, RoboCop is gory, but just like shooting enemies, it would just like explode into like a pool of blood. But I remember boss fights, like the whole stage had music, and then when you get to a boss fight, the music completely cuts out, and all you hear is like just all the robots. Anyways, and then Shinobi, all these kind of bouncy electronic soundtracks, and the other thing it kind of reminded me of, which I don't think is even similar, but just the aesthetic of all this is Cool Spot. But Cool Spot wasn't a Sega exclusive, I don't think so at least, and that was like a 7-Up game. A game based off of a soda, but you start on the beach, and yeah. So if you're a fan of this, I definitely recommend Shinobi 3's soundtrack, Return of the Ninja Master. It may not be as bubbly, but there is one song at least. I think it's called Shinobi Walk. I don't know, but it's got that oomph to it. Mortal Kombat 1 on Sega Genesis. So yeah, all of that was going through my mind, and apparently it was known for pioneering hardware and graphics and non-linear gameplay. A selectable soundtrack with music composed by Hiroshi Kawaguchi. What does that mean? Selectable soundtrack? Oh, does that mean? Oh, damn! Actually, I'm assuming that means you could just like choose songs like a radio instead of like game just here, this is what you're going to listen to. Is that the case? Because I feel like for 1986 that might have been groundbreaking. I actually wonder what was the first, like, maybe not the first racing game, but like the first popular, like, good racing game. I don't know. I really don't know much of the racing game genre, you know what I mean? The only thing I've really played has been like Gran Turismo 1 and 2. Anyway, that was really, 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 really cool. I loved the melody of it. It's gonna get stuck in my head. Oh, also another thing is I had a feeling, I was wrong, but I had a feeling that Takanobu Mitsuyoshi would have been in here because he was like with Sega and he did the whole Daytona thing. Apparently not, so that was going through my head too. This is Splashwave. I don't know where these songs play, by the way. I'm gonna have to guess tracks. This is Splashwave. Definitely convertible music. Oh, it sounds different though. We're less chill and more zoom in. I wonder how much Testarossas cost now. Just curious. Let's look up a 1986 Testarossa. Sounds like it could be a Sonic song, if I'm being honest. That's it. There's a 1986 Ferrari Testarossa. Hardtop, but that's it. Man, that car must have looked so incredible back in '86. Should I find a convertible? Oh my god. Does that look familiar? See the price of one of these right now in today's market. Dude, there's so much melody here. About 180,000 average. Well, I mean, supercars typically hold their value, do they not? I'm not a car guy, you guys tell me. Is this like the soundtrack cover? Because this is a different car. Maybe there was like a licensing thing. Now I'm wondering if it's an actual Ferrari in the game, or were there even license issues back then? This sounds more, I don't know if all these songs are like interchangeable with like the track, or if they're specific to a track. But this sounds more like Coastline, like kind of just like a chill drive, less buildings, less stuff, just kind of more beach and water. To the bass, to bum 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 bum. Dude, I'm like genuinely shocked by how much melodic structure there is. It's not just beep beep boop, it's like da 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 da. There's phrasing. That's a word I don't use often here. There's musical phrasing. It sounds like it's speaking to you. It's having a musical conversation with you. You know, cause and effect, that kind of thing. Layers, build up. This is great, dude. And it aged very well. This sounds great. It sounds very clean. I like how they made the arpeggios bounce left and right. This is just chill, like just. I don't think this game has any chaos in it, does it? Like cars crashing into you or anything like that? Damage or like conversations? Is it just like, is it like not like Road Rash? There's a cowbell in this song. I did not catch that. There's a freaking cowbell. Oh, not only going left from right, it's going through the center as well. It's not just... It cuts through your brain. Dude. I am shocked. Just really quickly. I'll play like 2 quick songs of what Shinobi 3 sounds like, and you'll see how I relate to that bass and those sounds. This is Shinobi Walk. I'm just fast forward. This is probably a couple years later. I don't know when this came out. I feel like 90. I don't even know. 93 or something. And then the other one is Trap Boogie. So it's like a whole different feel, right? Because it's not like racing and tropical settings. This is more like don't get hit ever or you're gonna die. Because games are hard as hell. Man, that's really cool. It's super rare here, and I'm honestly surprised just how little I've done about what I consider retro games. Obviously, the word retro means after a certain amount of time. I don't consider... I mean, I know technically the PS2 is retro now and all that. But I think everyone in my age range, when we think retro, we think pretty much before they were born. So like before the 90s and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but the Wii doesn't sound like it's a retro console to me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. But it is. Sorry. So is the PS1. That I can kind of see. But anyways, there's not a lot of older music here on the channel, which is there's been requests for it. I just haven't got around to it. But honestly, like out of all the songs and videos I've done, maybe less, maybe anywhere from like 10 to 20 have been older than maybe 1993 or 92. A couple Commodore 64s, some NES, not a lot. And what's cool for me though is, as I grew up with Sega, I'm talking from like 94 upwards. You know, let's just say actually like 90, from my earliest memories of like 95 upwards. So it was already established, but I was a kid. So like I know MK was at 92. But anyways, what I'm saying is like I don't know the Sega before that. Like I'm aware there was a console before the Genesis. I don't want to say the wrong name. My gut instinct says the Master System. I could be wrong. I think it was like white and red. Whatever came before the Genesis. I've never heard anything from that. Unless this counts. I don't know if this was on there, but it's really cool that that sound still stayed though. You know what I mean? For at least a decade. I don't know. I really need to go back into the history of video game music, you know, just like to see where it all came from. And while I do have an audience that's a little older, I haven't really caught on to them yet because it's only been mostly Commodore 64, which is great, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. This just seems really exciting because it's like this is stuff that was made before I was even on Earth. And you know, video games have already been like somewhat established by this point. Just, you know, probably still weird if you play video games, but that's just what's so endearing about it. You know, like even though this is kind of like a piece of media that maybe people were like, oh, computer video games, they were still like dishing out soundtracks like this. Like they put like the effort into melodic structure and rhythm changes and catchy choruses. That's really cool. No one thought that they were going to be hearing it on a website called YouTube or Spotify or whatever 50 years later. I'm sorry, I had to do it. The 80s, yeah, it was that long ago. Wait, hold on. 85, 95, 95, 2005, 2015, 2025. This was 40 years ago. Okay, let's just say 40 years. Still though, dude, 4 decades. If I recall, if I read correctly, this song is 4 decades old. This thing is loaded with back problems. And probably takes, you know, like a certain amount of medication a day. This is cool, man. This is really, really cool. And plus, like I said, my whole experience in Yakuza, like running into it, and I'm pretty sure it was the first time I ever saw a Testarossa too, so I don't know, there's just a lot went through my head, but listen to Shinobi, and you'll really like it. I've used Shinobi music as background music before too. Maybe I'll use it here before I forget. I'll make a note. Anyways, really, really cool. Thank you, Darten, for always submitting all these bizarre games that come out of nowhere. But that's what's cool about it. I can't believe this is the debut of OutRun. Hopefully you guys have a lot of, you know, enchanting stories and histories with this game, because I'm sure you played it with your family or whatever, and I can't wait to see that. So awesome. Thank you to Darten. Thanks to everyone you see on screen. I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching my channel. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Peace.